Hi YouTube. It's been a while since I've chatted with you, but let's catch up while I get ready for dinner tonight. I probably should turn the light on so you can see what I'm doing better. Perfect. Okay, I'm still letting my Dyson curls kind of fall, and I'm going to check really quick to make sure that the angle is good, but I'm in Nantucket and I'm having the best time. Dyson curls are still falling. I don't want to like touch them while they're falling, so I'm not going to pin my hair up no matter how badly I want to, because I know also my wine. I'm gonna put her over here because I know that's literally just like a recipe for disaster. Let's actually catch up. So first of all, hello. It's been a full year since I posted on here. I want to get better at or more consistent with posting on YouTube because I really like the long format videos where it's not so cut, and with TikTok sometimes I feel like I have to like cut everything like as literally as short as possible, because people's attention span on that app is so bad. I have access to the analytics of my channel, and let me tell you guys right now, people on average watch 0.3 seconds of all my videos. My videos on average right now are getting like 2,000 or 3,000 views, and most of the people that are viewing it aren't even actually viewing it. Like they'll be on the screen for not even a full second and then they'll scroll, which I feel like is kind of ridiculous. I don't know why people's attention, I mean, I'm one of those people, like I can't really like get too in depth here, but I just think it's like completely ridiculous that we've gotten to this point with our attention spans. Growing up, I used to film videos of myself all the time, like 10-15 minutes long, and I would do my makeup and just talk in my room growing up. So it's just kind of full circle that now I'm like actually doing it and I'm taking it seriously. But let me just tell you about this trip first of all. Holy cow, it is so pretty here. I totally see the East Coast hype. The people are so sweet. There's such good shopping. There's a Douyin, literally. I can see it from here. It's so great. I'm staying in the Grwm house. It is like a bed and breakfast vibe. Not my typical kind of hotel, but I'm loving it. Unfortunately, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather all of a sudden, which is always not ideal, but I'm gonna power through. It's more of just kind of like a stuffy nose, which, like, you know, it happens, like we all get them. In terms of a life update, you guys, let's start with like the biggest one. I'm waiting for this. It's kind of like the biggest, I feel like, change in my relationship from last year to this year. I am 21 years old, 21 years young, and I have been dating my boyfriend for a very long time. We've always really wanted to get engaged young. Big fat life update that I'm going to dump on you that some of my close friends don't even know because I haven't talked about it with them yet. But I always said I was going to want to have kids like a year after I get married. Matthew and I recently had conversations about this, and also my makeup brushes are dirty, so I'm just gonna use my hands. But we've had conversations about this actually somewhat recently, and we have now postponed that in our plans. Now I'm like, actually, no, I had like an epiphany on the plane. I was seated behind a family, a young family, and no hate to the family. Literally no hate to the family, but this kid, and normally I would be like, oh, whatever, like, kids scream. This kid was screaming for like a good 45 to 50 minutes, and not that that's a bad thing, and not that that's like, oh my gosh, control your kid, because I get it. Like, sometimes you can't like stop a kid from just like letting loose, and when you're that young, when you're literally a baby, how else are you going to communicate your emotions? It's impossible. So I'm not saying that like babies can't cry, because babies should cry, but I don't know if I could handle that. I literally don't think I can handle that at this age in my life. And I was talking to Matthew, and recently in the past year, this is also kind of a big life update, I've gone through a lot of self-help and kind of like this rediscovering my purpose and a lot of like kind of deep subject stuff. And I also addressed a lot of my own childhood trauma. All of that to say that I am in a space now where I feel like having a kid this young wouldn't be fair to the kid. Not because I don't think there are people who aren't ready, but for me personally, with the amount that I discovered about myself in the past year, I know now that I have a lot more maturing to do before I can have a whole human under my responsibility. I want to give them the best life possible, the least amount of trauma. I want to bring them up in a home that feels safe and secure, and I especially want to make sure that Matthew and I have kind of weeded out everything in our relationship that would be traumatizing to a kid. Not to say that Matthew and I are toxic in any way, but we're really young and we're still kind of figuring out everything that you need to figure out when you're a married couple. I don't think we're not ready to get engaged. I do think that we're in a point in our relationship where we've worked through a lot. Like Matthew and I now, compared to Matthew and I even a year ago, are completely different people. And so I really do think that I'm very proud of the work that we've done in our relationship specifically. But in terms of children, I don't think we're ready for that. Let me make sure we're still recording. But yeah, all that to say, we need to wait a little bit longer before having children. Let me move on from that whole section because I'm literally almost done with my makeup. But when you're out in the sun all day, who really needs makeup, right? Anyway, I now work at Aritzia. If you follow me on TikTok, you know that. But I have absolutely loved this job, guys. I really do think that it's been a really great opportunity for me maturity-wise in terms of growth, but it's also been a great opportunity for me in terms of like meeting people. I've met a lot of really amazing new friends through this job, and if you're watching this and you're one of my coworkers, I love you so much. I do not have a single coworker that I've ever felt like anything other than like admiration towards and love. And so my team is amazing, my management's amazing, and it's such a good job. Other life updates include, oh my gosh, I'm so different than I was last year, and last year I would have said the same thing about me the year before. I'm thinking about possibly moving out of state. That's a big one. I've always like wondered and said like, oh, I want to live in Southern California. I'm at a point now where like, this is my first time on the East Coast, and Matthew and I both talk about how badly we want to get out of our small town. There's nothing wrong with living in a small town, truly. I think that small town stuff is amazing. You can get like a really great support system of people that actually know you, and you can feel kind of like the sense of community from being in a small town. And a lot of my family's from the same small town, and so everyone's very interconnected, and there's a lot of just like, again, support. But unfortunately there also is like small town gossip and a lot of toxicity that kind of is embedded into the culture of a small town. So with that, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I can deal with that forever. I at least want to see something different. And when we're young, and now that we've pushed back like our timeline for kids, I'm like, yeah, let's move away. Like, let's experience something else. Let's meet new people. Let's, you know what I mean? And I also never got the chance to study abroad. That's another update. I was thinking about studying abroad at this point last year over J-term, and I literally signed up for it. I put my deposit down. I was trying to figure out housing, and then I last minute backed out like right when you could get like a refund for everything. I'm kind of upset that I did that, but I'm not gonna like be like I regret that, because I don't want to move forward in life with regrets. I think that's a recipe for like unnecessary anxiety. What was I just gonna say? But because I didn't get to study abroad, I feel like I missed out on the chance to be away, like really away. I also went to school really close to home. As you guys know, I go to the University of St. Thomas in St. Paul. I live literally 25 minutes away from school. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with going to school close to home. I honestly think that it was a good transition for me. So yes, that's one of the big reasons as to why I'm like, get me out of here, at least for just a little bit. The world is so big. And I've been blessed enough to travel with my family a ton. I mean, if you've been following me on social media, you know that my family just travels a lot. So I've gotten to see a lot of the world. But I feel like there's something about like living somewhere else and kind of being fully immersed in a different culture, even if it's in a different state, because America's so big. It's very different in other parts of the country than it is in the Midwest. And so that's another reason why I just want to live somewhere else. I'm like, get out, grow more. I have so much more growth that I could be doing. And I'm like, I can't, like, you hit like a wall in a small town sometimes, I feel like, but I could be totally wrong, and in 10 years I could be watching this back being like, I don't know, what were you talking about? That's all I have today. I love you guys so much, and thanks for catching up with me and getting ready with me in Nantucket. Look how cute this bathroom is. It's so freaking cute. I love it. I love you guys. Bye.